Hello and welcome. Welcome to Free Spirited Doctor, a podcast by me, Crystal Abbots, and I'm here to help you feel light as a feather. Hello. Thank you for joining me. My name is Crystal and I am a lover of life. I am here to share educational and inspirational stories to guide you in becoming the person you desire to be. Welcome to episode 3 of Free Spirited Doctor. Today I'm going to talk with you about what it means to be free spirited. What does it mean to be free spirited doctor? Well, I finished a PhD program that gives me the title doctor, and free spirited means free. That's it, free, simple as that. Nonconformist, someone who does not follow the social norm. The opposite of free spirit would be blocked or closed, repressed and restricted. So to be a free spirit, it allows me to be myself without feeling bound by societal norms or the restraints that were placed on me during the PhD program. I don't need to live my life by the deadlines and the rubrics and the structure, the syllabus. I can be free spirited. I can dance. I can sing. I can play with my kids. I can be me. It's okay if my clothes don't match some days. It's okay if I want to wear something comfortable and not ultra professional. I'm looking on Google right now and I see a definition. A free spirited person is someone who is uninhibited by traditional society structures. A free spirit might go with the flow, embrace spontaneity, reject conformity, and live her life in an unconventional way. She says what she means and is simultaneously gentle and strong. And I feel that describes me. Doctor, yes, I earned the title, so I might as well use it. And free spirited. Taurus, that's me too. Free spirited. Kind of people who prefer being around happy souls. So there you have it. Free spirited doctor. I am ready. I am ready to feel free. I am ready to release myself of everything that was weighing me down. We'll get into some of that in other episodes, but for today, free spirited doctor. That is me. I am free spirited doctor. I am ready. I'm ready to live a life I love. I'm ready to feel free and to go with the flow. My husband always says, let the river flow. Now, he says that when referring to our children, their ages 2 and 4, and instead of meeting them and trying to control them, their little bodies, their little minds, instead of trying to control the dialogue, the narrative, their play. Sometimes we just have to let the river flow. Sometimes we have to acknowledge and accept that if there's a puddle, they're not going to walk around it. They're going to jump in it. Let the river flow. They're going to jump in that puddle and get all muddy. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay to get muddy. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to smile and laugh. That's part of being free spirited. A few years ago, when my husband and I were living in Virginia, before we had children, we lived we lived a different life and barefoot in the yard, fire burning in the backyard. We rented an acre lot next to the river, big grassy fields, woods nearby. I felt free. We referred to that then as hippie free. And you're free. No bra. He wore little shorts. That was cute. Anyway, be free and let the river flow. So here I am, free spirited doctor. And I'm going to read a short, well, it's not so short, but I wrote a blog post back in July of last year. It's called Adventures of a Wild Woman, Outrunning a Wildabeast. And this is a story of an experience I had when I went on a 9-day backpacking trip in Rocky Mountain National Park. That sounds incredible right now. That's how I desire to live life. I want to go on more adventures, and I'm ready for that. So, free spirited doctor, I will be sharing science and education. I will be sharing some research. I will be sharing best practices and ways of doing life for different areas of life. I will also be sharing stories, adventures. Free spirited doctor, here I am. Adventures of a Wild Woman, Outrunning a Wildabeast. When we listen, we can learn life's greatest lessons from the nature around us. Summer 2012 was an important time in my life when I really needed some time and space in which I could reflect on what was going on around me and within me. There had been so many changes in my life, and I had some important decisions to make before beginning grad school. That was my master's degree program. Whew, big time right there. I felt the need to escape my world for a week and live in peace. I went backpacking for 9 days through Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado with 14 other people from my university. The master's degree program had not started yet, so I didn't really know anyone at the university or on this trip. Backpacking through the national park was exactly what I needed. There was no technology, no stress, no list of things to do, and no worries at all. My mind was free. I was free to escape and free to reflect and free to wander. While this trip was mostly reflective and relaxing, there were also some adventures along the journey. For example, one day, I outran a wildebeest while in my underwear. Here it is. After a fairly simple hike to our next camp, our group decides to venture out on a day hike to find a nearby lake. Our leaders tell us the lake is simply 1 or 2 miles away and should be fairly simple to find. Little do we know, they really don't have a clue where they're telling us to go. The maps are not helpful, and we all should have known better than to wander without direction. But we are an adventurous group, so we embark on our day hike, expecting to find a waterfall and a lake within only a mile or two from camp. We hike for what feels like forever, and we eventually hear the familiar sound of rushing water. We quicken our pace and then stop abruptly in our tracks when we see the glorious waterfall. Fresh, crisp, clean, and powerful. So far, this few miles, this little hike, is totally worth it. I can't even begin to describe how far my jaw drops when I see this beauty. I'm completely beside myself and admiring the nature around us when I realize my friends are climbing the waterfall. Yes, they're climbing up that waterfall. I guess they still want to find that lake, even though we found a waterfall. Before I know what's really happening, I see some of our group scurry up the slippery rocks and logs and disappear into the depths beyond my sight. What am I supposed to do? Others have chosen the dry path and are forging paths over, under, around, and through fallen trees. I stand in shock for a minute, simply frozen. Didn't know what to do, didn't know which route to take. Then I finally decided that it would be best for my aching knee, still recovering from an old volleyball injury, that if I take the dry route, I would be better off. I slowly and cautiously climb up the side of the mountain. I move my body over boulders, under fallen trees, and through fallen pine trees. I climb up and up the mountain, double checking each foothold to ensure safety of my knees and ankles before putting my weight down. I keep an eye on the waterfall to maintain my bearings. I don't want to get lost. At this point, I'm still with a few people from our group. We are all beginning to wonder whether or not there's a lake at the top. We're also wondering where the top might be. Much teamwork is required to make any upward progress. The waterfall is magnificent in size and power. The water gushes over rocks and trees and falls down, 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 over the lower levels of rocks and trees. My goodness, this is gorgeous. Even though part of me would rather rush up to the top and play in the lake, I'm simply enjoying many breaks along our trek. I fully appreciate the beauty around me. I close my eyes and I breathe in the scents of pine and other nature smells. I hear the rushing water from the waterfalls, and I feel so refreshed. Tired, but refreshed. I look around me and notice all the different shades of brown and green. I listen intently to the sound of the splashing waterfall and the crunching of the leaves under my feet. This is what I love. I am here. I am now. This is love. I love spending time with the peacefulness of nature. I love opening my senses and my heart to the natural elements. I love the greatest gift surrounding us. I don't have to bring myself back to reality. Because while I'm on this trip, this is my reality. This is fabulous. Instead of bringing myself to reality, though, I bring myself to take a few more steps up the mountain toward the lake. While on this journey, I realize that I may never find the lake, and that the only opportunity to bathe while on this 9-day camping adventure might just be here and now in this waterfall. I slow my pace a little and intentionally separate myself from the group. I investigate all possible shower spots while gradually climbing higher up the mountain. And there it is, the perfect waterfall shower. I glance around and see nothing but wilderness. So I unlace my shoes, take off my muddy socks, strip off my shirt and shorts, and strategically place these items in a nearby tree. Yep, I'm doing this. I'm wearing nothing but my bra and undies and favorite necklace. And that necklace is a beef femur. I carved it when I was living in New Zealand. I cautiously step onto the boulders and make my way towards the waterfall. I'm intentional with my movements and ensure I'm in a secure position. I really don't want to get swept down the powerful waterfall. I'm confident in my balance and my position against the force of rushing water. I take a couple more steps until I feel I'm in the most optimal position for this shower. Oh, I'm so ready. Stand up tall and look around me in awe of my surroundings. Again, I realize this is reality. This is real life. This can be my life. After a few deep breaths, I feel nothing but peace and am completely lost in the moment. I lean forward and put my head under the rushing waterfalls. Yes, this is surreal. I cannot describe the emotions that overwhelm me in this moment. I drench my hair first, then realizing I have nothing but time, I take a couple itty bitty steps forward until my entire body is under the natural shower, breathing, smiling, enjoying this moment. After my refreshing shower, I carefully make my way toward the edge of the waterfall and begin to wonder how I will dry myself before putting on my shorts and shirt. I kind of look around and ponder my situation. And just then, I hear crunching of branches and familiar voices. I look up to see three of the guys from our group. Lovely. Here I am, dripping wet, standing in nothing but my bra and undies. I smile and point out my incredible shower spot. One of them asks if I want them to wait for me to join them on their quest to find the lake. I giggle. I suggest maybe I'll hang out for a bit and dry off and get dressed and then join them. The guys continue up the mountain, and I continue contemplating the best way to dry off quickly. And just then, I realize that I have no idea where I am in relation to the rest of the group, the lake, the top of the mountain, or our starting spot at the bottom of the hill. I decided it would be best if I could join my friends and not be alone, just in case I get hurt or lost. My knee is still bothering me. I put on my socks and shoes, grab my shirt and shorts, and start walking. Yep, I'm climbing over fallen trees and boulders while wearing nothing but my bra and undies and wet shoes. As I explore, I wave my clothes around, hoping they'll dry. Why? Because I can. I feel so free. Before I get much farther, I see bones. These are not little bones. These bones are huge. I'm simply in awe. I can't believe it. What is this? I put my foot next to them and take a picture. I'm pretty sure these bones are the remains of a wildebeest. Ah, I'm okay with finding bones, but these are huge. And as I continue scurrying through the woods, I discover the ribs, the backbones of 3 or 4 more large animals. Not cool. I have no idea where I am. I am tired. I am hungry. And I'm too young to die. My adrenaline kicks in, and before I realize what I'm doing, I'm leaping over fallen trees and giant boulders, army crawling under tree limbs, and using all fours to help propel me more quickly out of this jungle. Remember doing the bear crawl in PE class? Well, that's what I'm doing now. I'm still dripping wet and waving my shirt and shorts in the air as I trample through the wilderness, using my hands and feet to help me overcome the obstacles. In little time, I'm splattered with mud and covered in pine needles and scratches. So much for my shower. I'm moving faster than I have moved in a long time, and with all this adrenaline, I'm not the least bit concerned about my knee. Right now, everything is about survival. The only thing rushing through my head is how critical it is that I outrun the herd of wildebeests that are going to devour me if I stop moving. Faster, faster. Forget about everything else. Run, jump, climb, crawl, swim. Nothing else matters except escaping the wrath of the wildebeest. At this point, I might be a little delirious. I'm hot, sweaty, wet and muddy, cut and bruised, hungry, still carrying my shirt and shorts. I do not care that I have no idea where I am. As long as I stay close to the waterfall and keep going up, I will find my group eventually. I continue like a mad woman through the wilderness until, ouch, stabbed, just below my ribs. I'm afraid to look. What if this is the end? I'm too young to die. I look down and I see a branch sticking into me. Apparently, I was blinded by adrenaline and ran right into a stick. I take a couple of steps back until the branch dislodges itself. I look down and see blood and scratches. Yikes, the scratches look like claw marks. This better not be an omen. The wildebeest are still after me. I must keep moving. As I continue my adventure, I see the three guys who stopped by me after my shower. Desperately shout for them, but to no avail. I'm out of breath and scared. I need to join them. I encounter another near-death experience as I cross the waterfall, but I finally catch them. They stop to chat, but I'm not interested. I keep moving. Like a wild woman, I blaze my own trail. I hear laughing behind me, and that's when I stop. I turn around and show my claw marks and dripping blood, and I explain to them my recent fight for survival. Without further delay, the four of us regain composure. I put on my shirt and shorts, and we climb farther up the mountain. Climb, climb, climb. After what feels like forever, we see a few others from our group. We awkwardly scramble toward them, and together we battle the waterfall and mountain in our desperate search for the mysterious lake. Finally, we hear more voices. We see giant boulders and a flowing stream. The terrain has flattened. There is a glimpse of hope among us as we realize the stream is flowing peacefully. It's not dumping enormous amounts of water from above. This is a stream. This can only mean there might actually be a lake ahead. We help each other up and over the boulders, and we forge through the vegetation until we see the glorious, wonderful, beautiful lake. Yes, that's right. We actually found the lake. Wait a minute. One of the guys from our group is standing in the middle of the lake, and he is only as deep as his ankles. Oh, man. What a letdown. Well, maybe not. We take off our socks and shoes and wade in the water with the rest of our group. All 15 of us are together now. I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and am ever so thankful to be alive. When I open my eyes, I am stunned, simply stunned, by the beauty around me, and I smile as a tear slides gently down my cheek. When was the last time you went on an adventure in nature? Nature is powerful. When we listen, we can learn life's greatest lessons from the nature around us. Nature guides us. Nature balances us. Nature is a powerful healer. Maybe you're a nature lover and you immerse yourself in nature regularly. Maybe not. Maybe you're a lover of nature, but you don't have time or make time. Maybe you're already planning your next big adventure. Maybe your time with nature might be more simple, like walking barefoot on the earth or watching the wind blow through the leaves on your trees in your neighborhood. Whatever your love for nature entails, I invite and encourage you to disconnect from your stressors, from your life's chaos, from technology. Invest in yourself by exploring and experiencing more of the natural wonders around you. Connecting with nature, immersing in nature, exploring and experiencing nature. This time in nature, time in nature. Nature is one of my personal core values, however you wish to say it. What about you? Maybe you're not sure, or maybe you already know. What are your core values? And what do you think about being free spirited? For me, in 2023, right here, right now, I am ready for it. The story I just told you is from 2012. That was a while ago. But as I read that story, I can feel the adrenaline picking up again. I feel free. I feel weightless. I want to dance and sing. I want to be free. Free spirited. That's me. I'm ready for it. What about you? Thank you for listening, and I invite you, my friends, to enjoy some time in nature and do whatever it is that you feel will allow you to feel free, feel released of whatever is weighing you down.